Now, if you're new to the channel and you clicked on the video, you're probably thinking, well, this guy's pretty quick. It says in the thumbnail title, sub 20-minute 5K park run. And if you're a regular on the channel, you're probably thinking, hang on a minute, Chris, can you really run a sub 20-minute 5K park run with your current levels of fitness? And you'd be right, I can't. And I'm not going to be attempting that. But someone that is going to be attempting a sub 20-minute 5K park run is sat next to me here. So this is Leo. He has previously done a sub 30-minute park run. What time did you come in at?
29:59.
29:59. 29:59, and today he's going to try and do sub 20. Now, actually, that 29:59, it was quite a few years ago, and he hasn't really done a park run since then, but he has done junior park run a couple of times over the summer. And for junior park run, what time did you get?
6:47.
6:47 last weekend at Reigate Priory Junior Park Run. So that to me does tell me that he does have the opportunity to run quick today and hopefully come sub 20. Now, we would have gone to our local park run at Reigate Priory Park and attempted that, and in fact we did a few weeks ago. Hang on, we better tell them what happened a few weeks ago when you attempted a sub 20 park run at Reigate Priory.
I rolled my ankle.
You rolled your ankle?
Yeah.
When? On
the second lap.
On the second lap. Right, so that all failed, but he hasn't given up. He's come today. Oh, by the way, we can't do Reigate Priory Park Run today. The reason for that is they've put a pub in the park. So, put a pub in the park at Reigate. So instead, we decided we're going to do a bit of park run tourism, and we've actually driven down to Hove for Hove Promenade Park Run, which is one of the fastest park runs in the country.
There were even people on the beach before the park run had started, and it was a scorcher of a day with temperatures feeling like 24 degrees Celsius.
Right, so it's actually quite a special park run here at Hove Promenade today. It's their 10th anniversary.
We attended the first timers briefing, and then we lined up, and they had pacers here today, so Leo positioned himself right behind the 20-minute pacer. The sun was behind us, we were all lined up and ready. Of course, we gave a round of applause to all the volunteers that had made the park run possible today. And then we were off. It was a crowded start, but Leo made sure he was just in there behind the pacer as I saw him disappear into the distance. And in fact, you can now see that the 19-minute pacer is just over there on the right-hand side. But quite sensibly, Leo, you didn't want to go with the 19-minute pacer. You can tell how warm it was today because look at the guys with their shirts off. You see quite a lot of shirtless guys during the course of this video. Hove Promenade Park Run is pretty much flat the whole way. You're going to be basically running out towards the turnaround point, running all the way back in the direction we came and further along, and then turning again to come back towards the finish. Now that is one lap. You got to do 2 laps, okay? 2 laps, Leo. This becomes relevant later on in the video. But here we can see as we run towards the first turnabout point, we've got the beach huts on our right hand side, we've got those buildings up ahead of us, and we've got a guy there with a buggy.
Gonna go. Today's gonna be the day.
So Leah, how do you feel about how the whole thing started?
Well, Dad, I don't want to go off too fast as I don't want to wear myself out straight away, but that's something I definitely did in our first attempt at Reigate Park Run.
Yeah, cool. So actually you've gone off pretty good, pretty consistent pace there, 3:56 at the moment, and can't hear any breathing either. Can't hear any breathing, so I think you're pretty comfortable at this stage. We can now see the faster runners passing us on the other side there. They've done the turnaround already, and the turnabout point for Leo is coming up very soon now. Here he goes around the turnabout point. You do lose a little bit of time there, the pace drops and you have to accelerate again. But here we go.
Go, Leo.
There's me, and I've seen Leo. I've given him a bit of words of encouragement, and we will see each other again at each turnabout point, which is really handy on this course. Now here you can look at his pace. Look at this, it's 340, dipped below 340 kilometre pace at that point. A little bit quick, but that does bring us to the first kilometre in a time of 3 minutes and 51 seconds. So Leah, that's 1 kilometre done. How are you feeling at this stage?
I'm feeling good and just got the rest of the run to go. Get my head down and do it.
So just over 1.5 kilometres now, and noticeable that you're just holding that pace, 350 per kilometre pace, and you're just holding that as you run all the way, the whole length of the promenade down there at the moment. And at this stage I'm still doing good. I'm some distance behind you now though. Right, so as we approach 2 kilometres, actually your pace does drop. You've gone over 4 minutes per kilometre pace there, and quite a few people have passed you. Were you conscious of that at the time?
Not really, just tried to keep up with the people ahead of me and tried to keep on going.
This part of the course you are actually running into the wind slightly. And anyway, you have done the 2nd kilometre now in a time of 3 minutes and 57 seconds. So just under that magic 4 minutes that you need to achieve. So all looking good at this stage. And you've come to the next turnaround point. Now this is Ukun, where I see you.
Go on, Leo.
You can see here that I've picked up the pace and I'm back in control.
Yeah, and you do have the wind, whatever wind there is today, a little breeze, you have it behind you, so it's pushing along for just that little bit. Right, you're just going past the finish there, so that's the halfway stage, and you did it in just under 9 minutes and 45 seconds. So further down the road, and I've just been overtaken by the 21-minute pacer. I set off ahead of him, and now he's overtaken me, and I tell you, I can't stick with him. Right, that's 3 minutes and 52 seconds for the 3rd kilometre.
Yeah, that's pretty consistent.
Right, so you're going round the turnabout point there, the second to last turnaround point. And I'll be coming up behind you at some point here, but actually I don't see you. You pass me and I just don't see you at all when that happens. But I do see the pacer, the 20-minute pacer. there he goes. And I'm confused at this point because I don't know whether you're ahead of him or whether have you pulled out or something like that, because I just didn't see you, and of course you were ahead of him, but I just didn't see you. So I'm running now all the way until we get to the final turnabout point, and I haven't really seen what's going on there.
Now I can see the finish line up ahead, but I'm still on my 4th kilometre, and I didn't realise at this time I was still on 4 kilometres and I had another one to go. So I started to pick up the pace, pushing for the finish line, not realising that it wasn't even the finish line.
You basically get to 3:35 per kilometre pace as you're sort of pushing to the finishing line, but it's not the finishing line, and you're only just approaching the 4th kilometre, which will be coming up very soon now. And I don't know what's going to happen here, because you must have realised about this time that you've made a mistake, and you can now see the pace is actually increasing. So that it's gone over 4 minutes per kilometre, and you've just reached the 4th kilometre, so you've got a whole nother kilometre to go now.
Yeah, and I've realised my watch has told me it's 4 kilometres, and this is the point I've realised I've messed up and I still have a whole nother kilometre to go.
Yeah, so look at the pace now, 4:40 per kilometre, and still it's getting slower. This could be the end of everything. The whole attempt could be over at this point, and you're nearly getting to 5 minutes per kilometre. Everyone's overtaking you. It must have felt a little bit demoralising, this.
Oh, it was painful, Dad, and I realised I had to do something here, and you'll see it coming up. I realised what I needed to do.
Right, okay, still getting overtaken here. Looks like you're really struggling to get any sort of speed at all now, having made that mistake and put a lot of effort into that sprint. Oh look, more people overtaking you.
And this is the point. I've looked at my watch trying to see if I'm anywhere near the finish at all, and it's hit 4:25, and I'm thinking, you know, I've got to pick up the pace, otherwise we drove down here for no reason.
Well, you're over 5 minutes per kilometre now. They're still overtaking you, and you haven't even done the final turnabout point yet, so you're still running away from the finish at this point. Look, more people overtaking. You have picked it up a little bit there. Look, you've gone under 5 at least. So you seem to have reversed things, and the pace is improving.
And I've just tried to relax a bit at this point, trying to get my head back into focus and eventually try to speed up to get the goal of sub 20 minutes.
Look, oh there you go. 20-minute pacer has just overtaken you.
This is the point where I realise if I'm behind him, I'm not completing our challenge. So I'm trying to keep up with him. You'll see the pace starts to pick up quite a bit, and going around the final corner towards the finish line, I know what I have to do.
Yeah, you definitely have picked up the pace. That pacer going past you has really helped, because if he wasn't there, I don't think you've reacted to that, but you have reacted, and now look, you're back to where you are. You're back in the game, 3:35, and this is where I get to see you for the last time. And of course, the one before, I wasn't sure what was going on, but yeah, I get to see you and send some final words of encouragement.
That's it, Leo. Pick it up now to the finish. Come on, pick it up.
Right, so you're ahead of the 20-minute pace at this point, and you're pushing again. You're under 4 minutes per kilometre, but how much damage has that mistake made? Are you going to get to the finishing line?
Well, it's the final stretch here, only 200 metres to go, and I realised I can see the finish now, and you can realise everyone's picking up the pace, and I had to do the same thing.
Right, let's stick with it. Let's see where we go here. I'm now here doing my final turnabout point. Back to you. You're really on your finishing sprint now here.
Yeah, I'm trying to just keep the pace. I was all over the place here, but I had to keep going, and I could see the finish, and everyone's encouragement was really good.
So we've hit it, we've got finished, there we go. And your final kilometre ended up being 4 minutes and 18 seconds. So the slowest one by a long way. In fact, when we looked at the stats afterwards, that was slower than what I did the final kilometre in. But here I am, and I'm just coming into the finish. We congratulate each other in the finishing funnel. And there's my time, 21:27, place 140th.
Well,
1952.
1952,
Yeah.
love it.
New PB.
New PB, sub 20.
Yeah.
All this time.
So sub 20 for him, sub 21.5 for me. Got to be happy with that for a Saturday morning's work here on Hove Promenade. Lovely weather, celebrating their 10th anniversary. Till the next video, guys, goodbye.